So first of all, I would like to thank you and thank Frank Prime as well for inviting me today to share my thoughts on customer hypercentricity. And please do accept my apologies for being late today. So what I would like to talk to you about today is how customer hypercentricity can be created, what's the role of hospitality, and how can we actually shape the hospitality of the future thanks to this, but not only hospitality. You'll see that in a second. First of all, I'm sure you know something about EHL. EHL is the #1 school for hospitality, leisure, and management globally, certified by the QS World Ranking Universities. We have 3 campuses, almost 4,000 students, and we proud ourselves to have 1 Michelin restaurant in the school, which if you've never been, I'll promise is an experience in per se, I would say. At EHL, I'm the proud director of a newly created institute that is the Institute of Customer Experience Management. And within this institute, we are collaborating with Audemars Piguet, the watchmakers, in the X3 lab, that is the exploring extraordinary experiences. And within this institute, within this lab, we are addressing concepts that are related with customer hypercentricity and the creation of extraordinary experiences. Now, the question I do have that I pose myself while looking at this thing is, what has got really hospitality to do with customer centricity, customer hypercentricity, and customer experience? First of all, what is really hospitality? Hospitality is deeply rooted in 4 key areas: the service quality, the customer experience, employee engagement, and service culture. If you think about your last hospitality experience, you had all these elements that were part of your overall understanding of the experience. And we define hospitality as the friendly and generous reception and entertainment of guests, visitors, or strangers. So we can go on and speak about hospitality as it was really created in the past years, but really now what hospitality is about quality, service culture, customer experience, and employee engagement. We move then to the concept of customer centricity, try to understand what really is customer centricity. And by looking at the theory or the research on customer centricity, we saw that the concept of customer centricity is deeply rooted essentially into relationship marketing, customer orientation, marketing orientation, with a little bit of service dominant logic. That is really how you create value nowadays, based on the co-creation between actor to actor in any service encounter, if you want. Customer centricity is defined as putting customer interest at the center of the firm, and can be achieved by implementing customer-centric organization structures, customer-centric information technologies, and customer-centric marketing strategies. Implementing such changes to instill customer centricity can improve firm performances. Now, this is very interesting because also having customer centricity can really enhance, hamper to some extent the performances of a firm. And one important thing about this definition is really about the organizational structure, the information technology, and the marketing-centric strategies. We are looking into these 3 areas. And in fact, by conceptualizing customer centricity, we can see here in this chart that we can have internal and external focus. But the point here is that organization needs to be realigned towards serving all the needs and wants of the customer for real, not as cosmetic gloss, not as last mile. In fact, as you can see, those 3 elements, so the organizational structure, the marketing strategy, and the ICTs that ultimately are looking into customization and personalization, needs to be aligned and inform each other in order to making for real the customer at the center of the picture, making for real a good added value by having the customer at the center. If you enhance customer centricity, of course, you will win into customer satisfaction and loyalty. The reputation of the firm will be improved, and this will contribute in creating additional revenue, in creating additional satisfaction and eventually revenue. However, and this is the thing I'd like to share with you today as first takeaway, customer centricity and its relevance to firm long-term success has been widely discussed for many years. The first academic article was from 2006. Nonetheless, many companies are still struggling to build customer-centric organization, with most managers running product-centric organization with merely cosmetic gloss of customer focus. This is very interesting. It's interesting because we cannot achieve real customer centricity only by looking at the last mile, only by looking at what the customers, by doing, customer surveys, if you want. But customer centricity is achieved by steering the whole organization and all the marketing activities to generate a genuine understanding of the customers that will then implement value change within their experiences. We looked into hotels as the core of customer-centric organization. So if you come and see us at the École Hôtelière de Lausanne, you will see that there is we are almost maniac in taking care about the others. We're always looking at the others. We're always looking at the guest, if you want. And I thought that hospitality was one of the best places where we could investigate customer centricity. And I did a series of interviews with hospitality managers. And as you can see from this radar chart on the left-hand side, they were pretty much happy when talking about general customer centricity. So they were saying something like, yes, of course, we are customer centric. We are an hotel, a 5-star hotel in the city, in the Rome city center. We cater for our guests. Our leadership, meaning me, the director, is supporting customer centricity and also operations, so on and so forth. However, what's very interesting from this radar chart is that bit there. Key performance indicators are not aligned with what customer centricity is. In other words, what's happening in the hospitality industry is that everyone is saying, I want to be customer centric, I want to be like that and that and that, but they are struggling to use key performance indicators that are not financial based or revenue based, if you want, or return based. And customer centricity and the care for customers really needs a different set of indicators, one of which comes from the analysis of the conversations of TripAdvisor for one very interesting hotel that implemented customer centricity lately with customization, pre-experience customization, and in-experience personalization. I will get back to these concepts in a second. On the left-hand side of the screen, you can see how the network or the representation of the conversation was before implementing customer centricity. And people were speaking about the room. Sorrento up in the left-hand side is the location, breakfast, the pool, which apparently was very good. And they have a tiny part here on top for the staff. And when they decided to go completely customer-centric with customization and personalization, ICT-driven customization, ICT-driven personalization, they moved towards the staff having a much more central role into their practices. The staff became co-creator of value with the guest, essentially. Technology, in this case, was a company called Oxel, this company was providing customization and personalization. Technology actually empowered people to generate a differential value towards their guests. And I think this is essentially what customer centricity or customer hypercentricity is. We are not anymore just looking of making them, our guests, or our customers in a boutique, for example, as the most important persons in the experience. Rather, we are taking care of each one of them individually in a way that is innovative, possibly technology driven, but with a human touch that is making the difference in this relationship between the company and the customers. We say high-tech, technology, lots of technology, personalization, customization of the experience for high touch, where someone is actually entering, someone physically is actually entering the picture to cater for the needs of this specific guest. Ultimately, what guest wants in these experiences is to be heard, is to create something that is not there yet, something that is somehow exclusive. Why do we need to move forward? Of course, because there are theories outside there that speak about the 6th level of customer service, from criminal to basic up unto unbelievable, because the service economy, the experience economy, as in Pine and Gilmore 1998, it's really taking over. And we are seeing that experiences and customer-centric experiences are gaining tractions out there for a series of reasons. And because we need to guarantee the basic level of experience that you have here on the bottom line, and transformative experiences, experiences that are deeply meaningful and that can change someone, the person that is actually living the experience. This chart I'm presenting you here today is the model on which the Institute of Customer Experience Management at EHL, École Hôtelière de Lausanne, is actually designing tools for understanding customer experiences and customer hypercentricity, with the goal of developing a series of SOPs for different touch points that needs to be standardized. We are now reaching 250 SOPs that we can plug and play in different touch points, but also transformative experiences, experiences that are making, that are changing, if you want, the persons that are living them. Both the essential experiences and the peak experiences needs to be designed as a relation, point one, between host and guest with the support of technology, but around these 4 main areas: affective experiences, behavioral experiences, cognitive, and sensorial one. What does it mean? It means that anything you're designing for your customer, being it the basic one or the actual peak and transformative experience, needs to stem from those 4 areas in order to make sure that you are touching base on all the possible variables that can influence the understanding of the experience. we need to do that now. We need to do that now in the hospitality field. Absolutely, it's paramount. But also in all the client-facing fields, I would say. With the servitization going along, with product-based company moving towards services because there are higher margins, it's time to move. Big data are there. We have challenges related to digitalization and platformization, so the creation of services that are fed by different kind of data. And as I said, technology should help for customization, that is selecting how my experience should look like before coming to the actual experience, be it an hotel, a boutique, or whatever it is. And personalization. The very moment you enter the service place, and there is this service encounter, the moment in which you understand if the promise they made you are actually realized. And all of you had this while traveling in a given hotel. Say you are reserving for a 5-star hotel, and you walk into the door, and what you actually have in front of you is not a 5-star experience. The service encounter, the very moment in which guests encounter our service, needs to be tailor-made, needs to be properly done, needs to be customized for the staff to be ready to even go further, go the extra mile, go wow, go transformative through personalization. And all these kind of things, digitalization, big data, platformization, are really supporting this high tech for high touch. These sometimes, especially the luxury field, invisible technology that is creating profile and way to behavior for the staff, that is changing the way in which the customer is creating a relationship with the service or with the goods. Details make perfection, but perfection is not a detail, as Leonardo used to say. Now, I'm finished, Olivier, with my talk. I hope this was interesting. I'd like to ask you, if you're interested in these things, please come along. We have a new podcast series online on Spotify. It's called the Customer Experience Talk, and we are meeting people or thought leaders that are talking to us about customer experience. You can find us on Spotify. You can find me on this email, and you can find our services or what we do in terms of the Institute of Customer Experience Management at our website, icm.ehl.edu. That's it for me. And thank you for listening to me. And sorry if I've been late on that. I do apologize. It was a misscheduling of the presentation. Sorry.